Hey dolls and Kindles, I'm super excited to finally be dropping this content, finally be able to have the time to sit down and talk to you about some of the questions that you have asked me in the waiting rooms, in parking lots, in the DMs, in the comments. It's here. You guys have asked for it, and so it's finally here. So these are my top 5 things that you absolutely positively want to have when considering having cosmetic plastic surgery. Number 5, an extra blanket. Dolls, Kindles, ladies and gentlemen, and however you respectfully identify, please bring an extra blanket. I don't care if you are utilizing a service that is all inclusive or if you're going to be at a hotel. There is nothing more comforting than having your own blanket when you come out of surgery, because the anesthesia is going to have you shaking and you're going to be freezing cold. So bring an extra blanket, not a $12 throw blanket from Walmart. Invest in a good blanket, y'all. Drainage, the fluid that comes off of your body after surgery, you're not going to want to have an all white blanket, or maybe you do if you don't mind seeing blood and fluid from your body, but you want to be able to bleach it. However, I recommend a darker colored one, especially if you're going to be traveling in the airport and moving about throughout the building or the facility or wherever you're going to be staying. So please bring an extra blanket, something thick that can keep you warm. Number 4, I highly recommend, I don't care what procedure you're having done, I highly recommend that you start doing some push-ups. Your upper body strength is going to be tested throughout your entire recovery process. It is super imperative that you begin building that upper body strength, especially if you're having a BBL, which you'll be having to use your arms to push yourself up. You're in the bed having a BBL, laying flat on this side of your body. Everything you do, you're going to have to push yourself up to get comfortable, to readjust in the bed, to even when you start sitting down, readjusting yourself in your seat. Start building that upper body strength. That's one of the things that my clients, my dolls, they complain about a lot, is how much their arms hurt. And even some of my military personnel that live active lifestyles that are typically working out and exercising their bodies every day, they're pushing themselves up for every single thing. You're going to want to have that strength. Trust me. Number 3, a knee length robe or longer. Some of the girls, I like to tussle. You want to go back and forth with me on this one, but please get a knee length robe. Depending on what type of procedure you're having, you might be climbing face forward into the back of a minivan. So your butt, your vagina, your genitals, all of that is hanging out with these little skimpy robes that y'all like to wear that stop right above your knee. You want something that's going to maintain your privacy and your dignity, especially if you're going to a recovery house and they use a third-party transportation service. The men will look. There is no stopping that. They're going to look. Your derrieres, your rear ends are in their faces, getting into the vehicle and climbing out. To maintain some of that dignity, I definitely recommend having a knee-length robe, in addition to the fact that as you're moving about the facility, the hotel, the Airbnb, walking down the street, on the post-op, whatever you're going to be doing, it again gives you some of that dignity, some of that privacy, so that way if you are draining and your faja is stained, or you don't have more than one faja or compression socks, or say you're out and about and your gauze pads start overflowing, or one of your tubes, if you have drainage tubes, they pop open or something and it gets all over you, having a longer gown just maintains that privacy. If you're fine with all of South Beach, all of Miami, all of Aventura, North Miami, if you're fine with everybody seeing all your goods, all of MIA airport seeing all your goods, do you, sis. But if you're recovering with me, you must have a knee-length robe. Next, female urinal. Now, some of my girls, they definitely like to tussle with me on this one, give me a little bit of feedback, a little bit of static, if you will. But the reason that I recommend and require for my services for you to have the female urinal is so that way after you urinate, I can, number one, see the color of your urine. It's going to let me know if there's something wrong, if there's blood in your urine outside of the drainage, if there's a foul odor to it, if you have a fever, if it's too hot. I need to be able to see and assess your urine the first time you use the bathroom after surgery. It's super imperative that I'm able to assess your output. That way we can kind of gauge which way your recovery is going. And later on, it's throughout the recovery process, if it changes colors, I'll know if you need more fluids, if it's too dark, if it has a strong smell to it. It's definitely not uncommon for the urine to have a slight smell to it due to the anesthesia and the different medications that you're on and the changes in your diet. That's why I need the female urinal for your recovery process with me. And if you're recovering on your own, now you know what to look for to know whether or not there's something wrong. Last and certainly not least, I highly recommend that if you are recovering on your own, a friend or a family member to help you recover, that you have a backup plan. Especially if you're using some of these Instagram post-op recovery services like me. I like to speak with my dolls one-on-one on the phone. I like to have a FaceTime conversation. Number one, so you know that I'm not a scammer, that I'm not out here just trying to take your money. Number two, so we can build that rapport, so that way we can begin to build that relationship, because you're going to be depending upon me to assist you with your recovery process. Why wouldn't you want to see my face? Why wouldn't you want to hear my voice? When it comes to the friends and the family members, in my experience, initially everybody is gung-ho. They're down for it. They want you to get that surgery. And then maybe about a week, 5 days, the day before, an hour before your flight, the day of surgery, they cancel. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen. And it's very unfortunate. What I want to say about that is that I don't know the professional way to say it. I'm not one of these people in the cosmetic plastic surgery world that's going to sugarcoat anything with you. I'm going to tell you the truth based off of my experiences and what I've seen both in the cosmetic plastic surgery world and as a healthcare provider of 10 years. People get jealous, they get envious. Things do happen. Some people legitimately have real reasons why they cannot show up, why they won't be able to assist you. Other people, they hear Miami, Atlanta, Las Vegas, New York, California, Tijuana, Colombia, Dominican Republic, they want to party. They are not trying to help come wipe your butt. They are not about to sit there and listen to you wail and moan and cry and grieve and groan in pain. They don't want to hear that. This is a trip. It's a chance for them to do something that they've never done before, or return to somewhere that they've been before, one of their favorite places. The long and the short when it comes to having cosmetic plastic surgery, especially with my BBL girls, people be lying. Have a backup plan for your recovery. I'm just the messenger, honey. I'm just the companion. I'm just telling you what I've seen firsthand experience.